Yo, what's up, gamers? So, I only came into the break room because someone left a trail of muddy footprints straight across the freshly mopped floor again. I'm standing there, mop in hand, staring at the chaos like it's a quiet place hallway where one wrong squeak means game over. And that's when I notice the PlayStation board lighting up with the January drops. Subscriptions are renewing, leaks are already old news, and Sony's acting like we didn't see this lineup coming a mile away. But before they pretend it's a big surprise, smash that like button if you're ready to clean up your backlog, hit subscribe so you never miss a mop-worthy drop, and tell me in the comments down below, which PS Plus tier are you actually on? Essential, Extra, or the external I forgot to cancel premium club? Alright, here's the scoop. On January 20th, Sony's dropping 8 brand new games into the PS Plus Extra and Premium game catalog. Premium folks, you snag all 8, plus 1 extra classic from the vault, making it 9 total. Extra tier, you get the 8 fresh ones. Essential? Well, grab your bot bucket and enjoy the view from the sidelines, because now we've got work to do. The lineup leaked a few days early. Shocker, right? And yeah, the leak was dead accurate. Sony still wrote out the surprise announcement like we hadn't all screenshotted it already. I held off posting until it was official because rules are rules, even the break room. Now grab a mop with me. We're going aisle by aisle through the stacked January 20th drop. Let's see what we're actually cleaning up for this month. Starting things up, dropping on January 20th for PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium is A Little to the Left. This is a cozy puzzle game built entirely around organizing everyday objects, books, drawers, photos, desk clutter, and fixing things that feel slightly wrong in a way your brain can't ignore. You're lining things up, sorting shapes, adjusting angles, and slowly turning chaos into order, like fixing a crooked sign in the hallway and feeling peace wash over you. There's no timers, no pressure, no enemies, just quiet puzzles, clever solutions, and that extremely specific satisfaction of getting things just right. It's calm, it's thoughtful, and it's the kind of game you play to unwind after everything else in the service tries to stress you out. If your idea of fun is cleaning something and immediately admiring it from 3 different angles, A Little to the Left understands you. Next up, dropping on January 20th for PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium, is A Quiet Place: The Road Ahead. This is a survival horror built entirely around silence, not combat, not power fantasies, just a constant fear of making the wrong sound at the wrong time. You're sneaking through abandoned locations, managing movement, hiding from threats you cannot fight, and obsessing over every footstep like you're pushing a mop across a floor covered in loose gravel. Every action matters, every noise is a risk, and even standing still can feel dangerous. It's slow burn, tension-heavy horror that rewards patience and awareness instead of reflexes. This is a headphones-on, lights-off experience, the kind of game where you meet yourself in the break room just in case. Then there's Art of Rally, dropping on January 20th for PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium. This is a stylized rally racing game focused on control, momentum, and clean driving rather than flashy HUD or constant noise. You're racing through minimalist environments inspired by real-world rally locations, managing speed, braking, and drift angles from a top-down perspective that lets you see mistakes coming and still make them anyway. There's no clutter on screen, no licensed cars screaming for attention, just tight handling, flowing tracks, and the constant battle between confidence and overconfidence. It's calm, challenging, and weirdly meditative, like pushing a mop in perfect straight lines until someone walks across the floor and ruins everything. If you like racing games that value feel over flash, Art of Rally keeps things clean. Next up, Darkest Dungeon, dropping on January 20th for PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium. This is a brutal turn-based RPG built around stress, attrition, and the slow realization that every bad decision sticks around. You're recruiting heroes, sending them into nightmarish dungeons, managing their abilities, and just as importantly, managing their sanity as fear, trauma, and exhaustion start piling up. Combat is methodical and punishing, enemies hit hard, healing is limited, and when a character breaks, they don't just lose stats, they panic, sabotage the team, or flat out refuse to cooperate. Death is permanent, failure is expected, and success only comes from learning when to push forward and when to retreat before the whole operation collapses. This isn't a comfort game, this is the digital equivalent of mopping during a power outage while something breathes behind you. If you like strategy games that demand patience, discipline, and emotional resilience, Darkest Dungeon absolutely earns its place here. Rolling in next, dropping on January 20th for PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium, is Expeditions, a MudRunner game. This is a slow, deliberate off-road exploration where the terrain is the real boss fight and the vehicles are just trying their best. You're scouting harsh environments, planning routes inch by inch, managing fuel, deploying tools, and accepting the fact that mud does not care about your confidence. Every decision matters. Wrong path? You're stuck. Wrong gear, you're stuck longer. Rush it? Congratulations, you're now stuck sideways. There's no speed here, no shortcuts, just patience, planning, and quiet satisfaction of finally getting unstuck after 20 minutes of bad choices. It's the kind of game where progress feels earned, failure feels instructional, and every success extraction feels like finishing a shift without tracking mud through the whole building. If you like methodical problem solving, realistic physics, and vehicles suffering respectfully, Expeditions turns slow cleanup into a full-time job. Here's one of the big headliners dropping on January 20th for PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. This is a massive turn-based JRPG that somehow balances heartfelt drama, absurd comedy, and more side content than should be legally allowed in a single video game. You're following Ichiban and Cruz through an emotionally charged story that swings from laugh-out-loud ridiculous to genuinely touching, sometimes within the same side quest. Combat is strategic but flashy, built around party synergy, positioning, and over-the-top special moves that turn every fight into controlled chaos. And the side content? It's everywhere. We have mini-games, jobs, businesses, sub-stories that feel like entire episodes. You can lose hours without touching the main plot and still feel productive. This isn't just a long game, it's a generous game, the kind that keeps handing you things to do like someone refilling the breakroom coffee without being asked. If you've ever wanted a JRPG that respects your time while also completely stealing it, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth alone makes January feel expensive, and somehow, it's included. Here's the other heavyweight dropping on January 20th for PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium, Resident Evil Village. This is a first-person survival horror built around brutal combat, tense exploration, and a setting that feels personally offended by your existence. You're navigating a twisted European village filled with werewolves, cults, grotesque monsters, and environments that constantly make you question every open door. Resources are limited, enemies hit hard, and the game loves putting you in situations where running is just as dangerous as fighting. It leans heavier into action than Resident Evil 7, but it never lets go of the fear. Every encounter feels like a calculated risk instead of a power fantasy. And yeah, castles, basements, very tall problems that absolutely violate workplace safety standards. The timing here feels extremely intentional too. Village hits PlayStation Plus just ahead of the next Resident Evil release, which makes this a perfect catch-up moment for anyone who missed it. If you want horror that's cinematic, relentless, and way too confident in its monster designs, Resident Evil Village is not here to be polite. Next up, dropping on January 20th for PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium is The Exit 8. This is a short, surreal horror experience built around one simple idea. You're stuck in an underground hallway, and your only job is to notice when something is wrong. You walk, you observe, you look for anomalies, a sign that moved, a reflection that shouldn't exist, a detail that feels off. Miss even one, you start over. There's no combat, no jump scare overload, and barely any UI. Just repetition, tension, and the creeping feeling that the hallway's watching you learn. It's minimalist, unsettling, and way more stressful than it has any right to be. The kind of game where you stop trusting your own eyes after 10 minutes. This is something's wrong energy fully distilled. Like mopping the same corridor at night and slowly realizing the exit keeps moving. And rounding things out is the Premium exclusive dropping on January 20th, Ridge Racer. This is the original PS1 arcade racing classic brought back with modern quality of life upgrades, up-rendering, rewind, save states, and visual filters that give it a fresh coat of wax. It's pure arcade DNA, drifting corners at impossible speeds, techno beats blasting, and physics that care more about vibes than realism. There's no word on trophies, which means manage expectations like a freshly mopped floor around wet paint signs. But even without them, this is racing history. Simple, fast, clean. The kind of game where you boot it up just to test it, and suddenly you're late because you kept saying, one more lap. Classic arcade cleanup, no mess, no mercy, all momentum. So that wraps it up. 9 killer games hitting PS Plus Extra and Premium on January 20th. We've got massive RPGs that'll steal your soul in your weekends, serious horror that'll make you afraid to breathe, cozy puzzles to zen out the chaos, mud-soaked off-roading suffering, grotesque monsters lurking in castles, and one freshly waxed PS1 arcade classic to remind you why drifting feels eternal. Plus enough emotional damage from stress meters, sanity breaks, and tall vampire ladies to keep your backlog groaning under the table for months. Honestly, this lineup is so stacked, your word to playlist just sighed, slid a little deeper into the shadows and whispered, "Not today." Well, that's all I have. I gotta bounce. Sony's still pretending those leaks never happened, the breakroom calendar's giving me side-eye like it knows I'm late for rounds, and this mop isn't gonna swing itself. But before I go, do me a favor, smash that like button if this January drop has you hyped, hit subscribe so you never miss a cleanup, and drop a comment down below. Which one are you downloading first, and is Premium finally proving it's worth the extra shine? This is Scruffy the Janitor signing off. Peace out.